So at Huawei, we always believe that security is the joint efforts through open collaborations, through transparency, and precisely that's the theme of this event here is how do we bring value together. So we think that security is only a value that can be created when we work together with the customer to realize the value of security that will do for their businesses and how security will become a business enabler. And this is precisely what is the path that we're pursuing in all parts of the world, not only here in the Middle East. Creating joint success is our key message here in this event. Right, so we can see all this happening. This is creating a new normal today, right? So in fact, this new normal will persist even through to 2021. And we have to make sure that we have the right technology that will help our customer achieve their business goal effectively. So it means that right at the onstart, at this point in time, we will help them manage issues arising from work from home, right? So things like, for example, secure networking, like through VPN, the access speed, 5G and above, and things like, for example, ensuring that they have proper cyber hygiene being practiced even at home. Things like strong password, right? Make sure that you use meeting room password or a meeting room that enable waiting in a room before you can allow yourself to be enter into the meeting room. The kind of function to prevent incidents like Zoom bombing. And we also have to ensure that things like webcam, which today is going to be more problematic than ever when there's proliferation of IoT devices all around the world, and we're seeing billions and billions of all these devices out there. So how are we going to prevent data leakages from all these IoT devices, especially webcam? And it's known a few months back that the webcam, a lot of webcam has been compromised, where very compromising videos are found to be sold or shown for free online. So security is not some rocket science. It's actually common sense. So there's only three things that we need to remember. That security always involves people, process, and technology. So Huawei can provide you the technology, but you as the company have to make sure that you invent the process. You have to create a process for people to follow. So you have to make sure that the people that you have are educated and aware of security, cyber hygiene requirement, how to be vigilant, especially when you work from home. That's for one. For two, you have to make sure that you employ and hire people with the right security credential. They are trained for the job. So as a whole, the cybersecurity strategy that any company should employ should always consistently look at people, process, and technology perspective. And and the most important thing of them all is people, because people are always the weakest link. Again, zero trust is nothing that's new actually. It has been around since 2003 under a different nomenclature. Right, so back in 2003, there's a group of CSO or CSOs in the United Kingdom. We call ourselves the Jericho Forum. Jericho. Jericho Forums is a collection of cybersecurity professionals, mostly in very senior positions in companies in UK. They come together and form a group to advocate for cybersecurity role and professionalism. So one of the things they talk about and advocated was, what if in the event that we take away all our firewall, what will happen? They call for deparameterization. They call for the removal of the hard outer shell and instead build defense in that, supported by a good access control mechanism through identity management. So they actually advocated for that back in 2003, right? So this thing has been revisited in the cloud era. So back in 2012, 2013, around that time, At that time, I was with CSA, the Cloud Security Alliance. So we actually proposed a new concept called software-defined perimeter, which actually evolved to the SDN, the software-defined network, and the zero trust today. So this is again based on the old concept, right? You always need to have an onion model, a defense in depth, and not just having a hard outer shell like employing the Great Wall of China strategy. And we all know that it doesn't work, right? So we need to have defense in depth, have variety of controls along the space to have a holistic security first strategy that we bake the solution, security into the solution, and zero trust starts from there. Because once you bake it right from the beginning, you can have the basic step of n equals to 1. Your basic step is secure, and every additional step you take, n equals to n plus 1, will incrementally be secure, right? So when we talk about zero trust approach, is having the right defense in depth mechanism that you can build, okay, along the way, controls along the way that you could build a block-based approach, architectural approach. And this thing is already here in our 5G. 5G is built upon zero trust.
5G network is built on zero trust.
Yes, exactly. Especially the RAN architecture is built based on a zero trust approach. Right. So that's why we always say that 5G is more secure. And that's the reason why we always advocate that our customer move quickly from their 3G or 4G to the 5G, because it solves a lot of the teething problems that we found in 3G and 4G that couldn't be solved unless they embrace 5G. And there's a fundamental shift in 5G, which is really having security design with security design in mind. And that's why it's imperative for them to move to 5G as soon as possible. And Huawei actually is in a very good position to help you implement your 5G, because the 5G standards, almost half of the contribution to 5G security in 3GPP is actually contributed by Huawei. Yes. Yes. In fact, 3GPP, the organization responsible for 5G security standard, together with GSMA, they are issuing a certification for 5G products called NISAS, NESAS, where Huawei is one of the first companies to have our products certified in this process. But we are entering into a new order, right? So today, what we are seeing today, happening today, may be something that will become the new norm for 2021. So we're going to see that even after the pandemic is over, there'll be more and more people working from home or from different places. You can be working for a company in Dubai, but you may be off in the beach in Bali, working remotely. So there need to be a lot of new processes built in place to support this kind of working arrangement. There also have to be technology in place that will be able to support this working arrangement, because when you connect to the corporate network all the way from Bali, for example, how do you ensure the confidentiality, the integrity, and the availability of services from your corporate network? So these are some of the questions that you will tackle, especially from a cybersecurity perspective. GITEX event is actually a good platform that we can build on building the people aspects of things, right? So if you remember earlier, I mentioned about people, process, and technology, right? And people is the important component in this tripartite arrangement. So without a platform whereby we could use a platform to incubate an ecosystem, a trusted digital ecosystem, or even to build UAE as a globally trusted digital hub, you need a platform like GITEX where all the different stakeholders come together to collaborate, to offer partnerships, opportunities, and to allow for innovation and ideas to flourish. It also gives you a platform for companies like Huawei that will come in to contribute our knowledge and expertise and to build alliances as well, to be open and transparent in whatever international standards that we are going to adopt and push. So this is a great platform to have, and I would say that is an essential component for UAE if we do want to build UAE into a globally trusted digital hub. So GITEX will be really in the middle of everything.